Thank you, Chair, for a wonderful introduction, and thank you for the conference, for giving me this great opportunity to share about our clinical trial conducted in Pakistan. So I would like to share about our clinical trial among pregnant participants with Hecolin vaccine, that is hepatitis E virus vaccine. So for the contents, I would like to share a little bit about the background, the virus, disease, and the vaccine, and the use of the vaccine in pregnancy and related recommendation. And right now, we are in the middle of the study that I will be able to share what we have done so far and its current status. So for the Hep E virus, it was first identified in 1981 as non-A, non-B virus. There are 4 genotypes commonly seen in humans. Genotype 1 and 2 only infect human and is transmitted through oral to fecal routes. So genotype 1 and 2 are more found in low and middle income countries, where the sewage infrastructure is not very good. For genotype 3 and 4, they're zoonotic, that they're mostly transmitted through direct contact with the infected animals or through eating the raw food. So if you look at the picture above, which indicates the type, the genotype where it prevails. So in Pakistan, where we conduct a clinical trial, it's endemic for genotype 1. And if you look at the picture below, there are two types for this virus. So one type is naked, type without the envelope, and the other is the virus particle is enveloped. So the difference is that for the naked particle, it is excreted through bowel, but for the latter, the envelope type is excreted through the blood. And for the vaccine, the capsid part, the ORF2 part, is used for the vaccine development. So clinically, similar to other acute viral hepatitis, but the disease burden, the highest disease burden lies among the pregnant population. The case fatality rate of the disease of the virus in general population range is below 5%, but during pregnancy, the fatality rate goes up to almost 40%. So if you look at the graph above, it's showing the disease burden among the pregnant. So it's the odd ratio. So for maternal deaths, if you have the infection, the maternal deaths goes up to 8 times. Also, the stillbirth, the miscarriage, and the preterm delivery, everything goes up if you have the Hep E infection. And the mortality of the disease gets very high when it comes to the latter phase of the pregnant, particularly during the 3rd trimesters. It is still unclear why the virus has so severe pathogenesis during pregnancy. There are some suspicions why this is happening. One of the suspicion is sex steroid hormone is increasing during the pregnancy, particularly during the latter part of the pregnancy, and the cellular immunity is decreased, that there is an increased viral replication. There is other evidence that there is extrahepatic replication of the virus in placenta, that both of these 2 reasons contribute to the severe outcome among the pregnant. There is an antiviral agent that is used for immune-compromised patients, but for pregnancy, because this is category X drug, which causes teratogenicity, it's not usually used. For pregnant population, the treatment is mostly the conservative treatment. Fortunately, there is an effective vaccine exists. It's manufactured by Innovax, a Chinese manufacturer. They developed the vaccine using genotype 1 ORF sequence. Nevertheless, the key antigenic epitope of this ORF is conserved across all 4 genotypes. The vaccine schedule is 3 doses given at 0.16 months. The phase 3 clinical trial result, which was conducted in China, which enrolled 120,000 subjects, demonstrated acceptable safety profile, and it also showed high efficacy during 1 year and also for around 5 years. At the moment, the product is licensed in China and in Pakistan, so that was one of the reasons that we conducted the trial in Pakistan. But the product is not yet WHO pre-qualified. But nevertheless, Gavi has approved the stockpile of the vaccine for use in outbreaks, and that there is a very strong need of building the evidence to inform the policy on the use of vaccine in outbreaks, particularly among the pregnant population. For the existing evidence on Hecolin use during pregnancy, there are 2 study results from the manufacturer. One is from Hecolin phase 3 clinical trial. So when they are conducting phase 3 clinical trial for Hecolin vaccine, there are 37 women who received the vaccine inadvertently. And there were another outcome from the manufacturer. They conducted their HPV vaccine trial, phase 3, and they used the comparator as Hecolin, the Hep E vaccine. And they included 140 women who also inadvertently received Hecolin during their pregnancy. And both of the study results indicated that there is no increase of risk if the vaccine is received during the pregnancy. More recently, there were publications of 2 important studies. One came from South Sudan, the other came from Bangladesh. So for South Sudan study, they conducted a large-scale vaccination campaign in the refugee camp. And they did not exclude pregnant women being vaccinated. So they were able to have the pregnancy outcome of this vaccines. And there was no evidence of increased risk of fetal loss and adverse pregnant outcome. Nevertheless, there was another paper that came from Bangladesh. So they conducted the trial among reproductive age women to find out the safety and effectiveness of Hep E vaccine. And they happened to also include pregnant women as well during the study period. And it indicated higher risk of miscarriage from this study. That there were these 2 contrasting results available, and around the time of the publication release, our team was also planning a conduct of the study in Pakistan. That this discussion was escalated to WHO stage. That there was a discussion among the working group. And the working group concluded that there is not enough data among the pregnant for Hep E use, Hep B vaccine use, and a planned study in Pakistan, which is our study among pregnant women, will provide an additional data. And they maintained, through this review, they maintained their position that in fragile and conflict-affected setting with documented Hep E virus circulation, the benefit of vaccinating women of childbearing age overweigh the potential harms. This includes vaccination during pregnancy, particularly during the 2nd and 3rd trimester, when the risk of highly severe disease is particularly high. So for our clinical trial, which is ongoing in Pakistan, The study is phase 2, randomized, observer-blinded, placebo-controlled trial to evaluate the safety and immunogenicity of Hecolin, the hepatitis E vaccine, in healthy pregnant women between gestational age 40 to 4 weeks, and non-pregnant women of 16 to 45 years old. The role of IVI was as a sponsor, and we were the IND holder for this study. And we received these fundings from these funders, and the manufacturer donated the vaccine as well as the kits for the immunogenicity assessment. The field site that we worked with was Aga Khan University in Karachi, Pakistan, and we started working on this project since 2022, and we are expecting the publication in 2027. Our primary objective for this study is to evaluate the safety, the pregnancy safety among pregnant recipients who received 2 Hecolin doses during their pregnancy and 1 more dose postpartum, and to demonstrate the immune non-inferiority among pregnant participants when it's compared to non-pregnant participants. We also wanted to explore the safety of the infants who were born from maternal participants, and we also wanted to explore those immunogenicity endpoints to see the transplacental transfer, and also we wanted to evaluate the breast milk samples as well. A total of 2,358 healthy pregnant, non-pregnant participants were enrolled. 1,104 pregnant participants received Hecolin. The same number of pregnant participants received the placebo. And we included 150 non-pregnant participants who received Hecolin. The name of the PI in Pakistan is Dr. Imran Nizer, and Aga Khan University is an excellent university to conduct a clinical trial in Karachi. So they collaborated with the 4 antenatal care clinics across Karachi area, and also Kara, the Mother and Child Hospital, for enrollment of the 3rd trimesters and delivery of all maternal participants enrolled in this trial. So this is the lovely team that we have in Pakistan. So this is the picture of our PI. So basically, we conducted the major procedures for the clinical trial, like a vaccination, sampling in the clinical trial unit in Aga Khan University. And this is where we give the vaccination to the participant. And the lab samples are analyzed at Aga Khan University as well with the kits that was given by the manufacturer. And we engaged with IH, RG, and AG, and BH, which are the 4 referral sites across Karachi area. And these are our participants at the 4 referral sites. And all the maternal participants were delivered at Karada Hospital in Karachi. And these are the pictures of our team and the team at the site. And this is where we visited to QC the warehouse where we keep the vaccine in Lahore. So although the IND was approved in 2023, we waited about a year for WHSH to review the data thoroughly, and that we received their recommendation to start the trial. So following their final recommendation, we started the enrollment in May 2024. So far, we conducted 4 DSM-based data and safety monitoring board meetings, and their recommendation for each of the meetings were continued without modification. As of now, there was no serious adverse events judged to be related to the test vaccines. We were able to complete the enrollment last month, so we enrolled 2,358 participants, and around 65% of the pregnant participants were delivered, and they will be followed for 1 year since their enrollment. So I think this is my last slide. So there will be the follow-up is expected to complete in next year, and the clinical trial report will be available early in 2027. We had a few operational challenges at the site. Pakistan has extreme heat and flooding is still ongoing, that it affected participants' health and adherence to visit window, and there was some internet instability due to the flooding as well. And there were some security instability of IVI staff when we traveled to the country, particularly around May, when last time we visited Pakistan, and the security was not stable. And for the safety event management, which was the most important, given the challenging maternal and infant health indicators in Pakistan, higher rate of pregnant and infant rate of adverse event of special interest and serious adverse events were anticipated, that both the site team and IVI needed strong preparation and resourcing to manage the high volume of the safety reporting. There was all the serious adverse event reports are sent to the regulators at Pakistan, regardless of the relatedness. And during the study, the regulator had the inspection 2 times, and after the inspection, they were very satisfied with the outcome and how we conduct the study there. So thank you.